You're listening to A Virtual Review, the podcast about a variety of topics, including technology, entertainment, home improvement, staying healthy, and holiday lighting. Welcome, everyone. My name is Kevin.
My name is Matt. Today we're talking about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 2. They call this one the Star Spangled Man. Do you happen to recall the song from Captain America?
No, I don't.
Oh yeah, that's the name of this song from the first Cap movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember he had a song. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what this title of this song harkens back to that movie. That was pretty funny. My kids actually started singing it.
Oh,
Like,
jeez.
man, you guys really remember this stuff.
Yeah, you guys keep track of this way better than I do.
Yeah. It's one of their favorites, so it's kind of funny when they get those recalls like that.
Yeah.
So did you like the episode?
Oh, of course. Yeah. We get to meet John Walker,
Right.
the new Captain America, and see him doubt himself. And I enjoyed his friend coming into the locker room and asking, "Did he throw up yet?"
Yeah, that's you throw it before the big game, right?
Right.
Kurt Russell's kid, man. Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah. He's I mean,
He's got his
don't
dad's looks,
particularly
that's for
like him,
sure.
but yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Really, he reminds me of Dad, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, very much. Just needs a little bit wavier hair.
Yeah, right. I didn't know how they were gonna take this new Cap if he was gonna have the super soldier
Right.
serum or not, or what. But we find out he's just
He's just
he's
genetically strong.
yeah he's a badass. Yeah, yeah, he's GI Joe.
Yeah. And I couldn't help but think that when I know this is jumping ahead a little bit, but when they're battling on those semi trucks, like
Yeah.
boy, Cap would have just lifted his arms and flew up on lifted himself up so high that he would have just jumped
Right.
on that truck. And boy,
Yeah,
he's struggling. John is struggling a little bit here.
I mean, how do you take the place of a super soldier when you're just a
You're
like you
just
say?
a guy.
Yeah, I
A
mean,
regular guy. I mean, very, very fit and athletic, but yeah,
right.
you're a regular guy, and I mean, Cap was known for being the super soldier, and
Yeah,
it goes back to how do you replace Steve? Because I mean, even if they gave it to Sam isn't a super soldier either.
no,
He's just a regular guy. So it's
yeah,
it goes back to if we're going to replace him, who are we going to replace him with? Well, the super
right.
soldier program isn't around anymore. So,
Hmm.
they, of course, what's the next best thing? Okay, let's test, some people with their genetics and see who's really strong.
Yeah,
See who can, wield the shield. And
yeah. You see him, like you say, you see him throw that shield, and I was thinking, how does an average dude throw,
right.
a shield like that? But
Yeah.
I realized that in Peter Parker's words, it does not obey the laws of physics. So
Right.
you gotta go with it.
It's part of that writing magic.
It is, man. It is. It just bounces right back.
Yeah.
So we get that little show in his own high school with the
Right.
marching
Yeah.
band. He gets his little interview, so we get to learn a little bit about Walker, and I kind of liked him, man. He kind of grew on me right there.
Yeah. I mean, you see, obviously his intentions are good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and he's been, given tasks and okay, this is what I need to do. And I just trying to make sure I don't let people down. And,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it seems that like, yeah, his intentions are good. At
Yeah,
least.
you're right. I think you nailed it there. He doesn't want to let the country down or, let Cap down. He
Right.
doesn't want to let his name down,
Yeah.
which I kind of liked, I
Yeah.
kind of empathize with him in those moments there. So I guess the next part of this app is we get these scenes that we've seen a lot in the trailer that that kept showing over and over again. You know, Bucky and Sam in the hangar, they finally get together.
Yeah, right.
You know,
Yeah, with Red Wing, which
Red Wing.
why in the world does Bucky hate Red Wing so much?
I I don't know. Uh, I'm not a big fan of Red Wing, but I don't know. They seem to really bring it up a lot. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, like I don't get the animosity towards it. It's a drone basically. It's a very
yeah,
quiet, really cool drone.
it is. Yeah, it's got a little bit of AI.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. It kind of, talking about Red Wing. That's funny you bring that up. It kind of reminds me of Spider-Man's Droney. Remember Droney from the first? Well, I guess they're in both his movies, but his little drone that pops out from his chest. He calls it
Oh yeah,
Droney,
yeah,
and it's Karen. It's Karen is the AI, but Droney is his little spider drone, right?
yeah.
And that's obviously the Stark influence there.
Right.
So you got the Stark tech with the drone on Spider-Man's outfit, and you got Stark tech with the drone on Falcon's outfit. So you got these. I'm surprised Iron Man doesn't have a little drone or didn't have a little drone.
Right.
you
Yeah,
know.
that's because it can fly around and be very quiet. And well, I tell you what, I'd like some of that technology when I fly my drone.
Oh man, I can only imagine. Yeah.
I wonder if that one doesn't get Wi-Fi interference 50 feet from where you're at.
Oh, we'll have to talk about that
Yeah,
later.
we will. That'll be an episode in itself.
Right. Yeah, we should. We should. So Bucky's mad at Sam for giving up the shield, and that's a constant theme throughout this whole episode.
Yeah, you see him in that plane just staring at each other, just dead staring at each other.
Right. And I got a little vibe of Cap and Iron Man. You know,
Yeah.
Team Cap and like a little bit of Iron Man, especially from Avengers when Cap is like, "What's our plan of attack?" Tony's like, "I have a plan, attack." I just caught that mirror from Avengers, when Tony went after Loki and he fought Thor there
Yeah.
in the woods there. But and then, I'm a big Lord of the Rings nerd, so the whole Gandalf uh I know who Gandalf is.
Oh yeah.
I
I,
I read The
I read
Hobbit.
The Hobbit when it came out in 1957 or whatever
Right.
it was.
37, yeah.
37. Yeah.
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 So that
I
was
read it in high school when it came out.
right. Idiot, yeah. But yeah, I love that line. Those two. But
And I loved it when Bucky jumped out of the plane because it was only 200 feet above the ground, and he fell pretty hard, and Sam's laughing at him. I got all that on video.
yeah. So yeah, the drone comes in handy, right? Red Wing comes
Right.
in handy. He's got the thermal imaging.
Thermal imaging, yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
we
because
get a
Bucky just wants to go and attack these guys, and he says, "Wait a minute, how many guys do you think there are?"
right.
Well, there's only 2 thermal imaging. Well, there's 5.
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
But we get that line about Bucky and his time in Wakanda. They called him the White Wolf.
The White Wolf, yeah.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, that's kind of a deeper comics thing. I did not read much about Bucky's time as White Wolf. I don't know much about that.
Yeah, I don't either. I knew that when I think it was after Civil War, King T'Challa called him the White Wolf.
Right. Right. I know in the comics there's this whole arc where he is the White Wolf and
Okay.
there's this back and forth with that. I don't know the history on that.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I think there's a lot of those areas where they touch on very briefly, but they just don't go into just like Clinton is Ronin for a little while,
yeah.
and
Good
they
point, yeah.
I don't even think they called him Ronin at any
No.
point. They just
No.
but that's what he's being is Ronin.
Right.
But they don't really address it. They just you
Mm-mm.
just see it. You see him as Ronin for a short time.
Right. right. Which is great, because the fans of the comics, I don't read I haven't read all the arcs, all the major arcs, but um, it's kind of nice that they touch on those character points,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. They at least hit them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
little deep cuts for the Uber fans who do that, know the Marvel canon by heart,
Right.
which is that's a tough gig right there, because there's just so many
Oh yeah.
different
They're
variations.
right.
Um, but we get the battle, man. We finally we see the Flag Smashers. They're loading the crates into the trucks. We know that they're enhanced, and then we get our first real action scene of this ep, and we get our first shot of Aaron Kellerman, whose name we know is Carly, but she's she kind of plays coy for Bucky when he's trying to rescue her.
Because he doesn't
It's
know any
like,
better, and
right. It's like,
she
oh,
goes from innocent
surprise.
looking to okay.
Yeah. So kind of a little setup there, but um, so she boots him out and battle ensues.
That leads to
Uh,
Sam with his line from all the trailers.
yeah,
Hey,
that little girl
that
kicked
little
your
girl kicked
ass.
your ass.
Yeah. You what'd you think of the battle, man?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's another super soldier program going on somewhere, because all these guys have got super strength and can jump around, and they just can't take a bullet.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me with Bucky. He didn't have any guns, you know? And that kind of surprised me that he didn't just,
Well,
have a couple guns on him like he normally does, you
yeah,
know?
but I think that goes to show how it goes to show how spontaneous him getting on the plane and joining Sam was, because he went there just to talk to Sam about him not liking that he didn't take the shield, and
Mm.
now all of a sudden he's on a plane and he's chasing these guys, and he's basically totally unprepared other than what he can do strength wise. So
That's a good point because, he was covering up his arm and he had this, with this jacket,
right.
and he was kind of incognito. I didn't think about that because I was kind of like, why didn't he have a gun and just shoot these guys? You know what I mean?
And he
But
probably doesn't have guns, you know, personally, because he's got all these mental
oh,
issues that he's trying
part
to
of
deal
his,
with, and
yeah,
he probably doesn't
yeah,
trust himself with a gun. So that's probably another reason why. So he's
could
just got to
be, yeah,
rely on his strength and his fighting skills, and
yeah,
and
which is normally enough.
right.
I mean,
Against
come
normal
on,
people.
yeah, um, but not this time.
Right.
You know, he actually gets a little help from Captain America and Battlestar. Uh,
Right. That
but
was another one. That was another one I wasn't aware of. But as soon as he said, well, they call me Battlestar, I'm like, okay, that's going to be in the comics,
yeah, it
and it
was.
is.
Yeah, there's kind of an interesting history there. I don't know if we have time for that, but um, why his name's Battlestar. There's a good article or good explanation on it on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Anytime anybody ever wants to get the lowdown of one of these characters, I was told by my cousin, who's a big Marvel guy, my cousin Jason, and he told me anytime you want to know about any character, just use Wikipedia. And I tell you what, it's a great resource just to, I mean, you'll get
Yeah.
the whole history from their origin to the MCU.
Yeah,
It's a great
I've found that
resource.
also is a
Yeah,
lot of times when I see something and I think, I wonder what that's about,
yeah,
because obviously it's going to be in the comics, and so I do a little googling and look for Wikipedia, and that usually,
yeah,
if anything, it at least gives me a good two to four sentences about who the character is and what they're
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah. For some reason, Wikipedia is a great resource, even for comic books.
Yeah.
uh, I did have to look that up to get a little background on Battlestar,
Yeah.
and he's kind of like how Cap has Bucky. The new Cap has Battlestar. So
Right.
to sum it up, but that's kind of his
Well,
partner in
that's
crime.
almost like the Sam replacement.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's a whole little arc there,
Yeah. Yeah.
but so you like the fight, and they actually had the shield, you know, the shield flying.
Right. Bucky catching it just like in what was it, Winter Soldier?
Yeah, yeah. Because they fought together. So
I was almost surprised he didn't just take it and keep it and here you go, Sam.
yeah, yeah. Good times, but I think they were pretty outmatched there.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah. I mean, Sam and Bucky could see that, and they just, they're like, okay, let's bail and
yeah,
let these other, idiots try to fight them, and that clearly didn't work out for them either.
yeah. I don't know why there was no shooting involved, but uh, especially because Falcon has a lot of weaponry on his person, I guess. But
Yeah.
maybe they just wanted to have a cool fight scene.
Well, and I noticed that the new Cap, he's got a gun, and isn't he the
Mm.
one that shot the
Oh
one in the
yeah,
leg?
he did.
And
Yeah,
I thought,
yeah.
obviously you can see that these people are very strong, and that you can't just
Right.
out
No.
out muscle them. So once he got back on the truck, like, dude, why didn't you pull out your gun and shoot them? Because obviously that's their weakness.
Right.
And oh no, I'll try to hit them.
I guess we like you said earlier. They just wanted to have the writer wanted to have a cool fight scene,
Yeah.
and this is just how it goes.
Right.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, it's like, oh yes, the killer is chasing you. Please run upstairs and hide in a closet.
Right. Well, yeah, horror
It's
movie.
kind of one of
I
those
mean,
things.
if I wanted to stop the trucks, I think I would have maybe blown out the tires personally, but you
Right.
know, whatever. It was still fun to see.
Can't use too much logic here.
No, no, I love the fight scenes, and um, yeah, I guess we gotta let that go.
Yeah.
But after that little episode, Sam and Bucky are walking back, and they have a little convo with uh, John and Battlestar,
Right.
and um, they agree to disagree, I guess. But
I mean, it was good that he was able to tell them, like, look, and this is where we get even more of the conversation of, I'm not trying to replace Steve. Steve can't be replaced. I'm
hmm
just trying to, they needed someone. They picked me, and I'm just trying to do the best that I can.
and this guy is just going out of his way to make a team with these guys. Like,
Right.
let's work together. I mean, like, just to the point where he's bailing them out of jail, and to like, I mean, he's going the whole 9 yards to work as a team, and these guys just aren't having it for some reason.
That was a good boss moment of who bailed you out. Well, you don't want to know. And then, well, I have to go to counseling. No, you don't.
Right? Yeah,
Who authorized that? Me.
this guy. Yeah,
This guy. Who's got two thumbs and bailed you out? This guy.
this guy. But we do get a little lowdown on the GRC, and that is the Global Reparation Council,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
With
they're
that
kind
that
of
that's
reactivating.
yeah, yeah. That's the logistics of all, because and this is something that probably most people don't think about, and that's something that I would probably get stuck in my head of thinking about is, okay, all these people are back. How how are they going to be able to function in society with getting identification and social security numbers
Hmm.
and jobs
Small
and all
business
this.
loans.
Right. Well, small business loans that can be denied. uh,
GRC fail there.
right. Yeah. So that was I find that kind of thing so interesting when they discuss like logistics in a movie. I get a
Mm.
kick out of that.
It kind of grounds it, It kind of
Right. Yeah.
keeps it in reality
Yeah.
um, for the rest of us here. But yeah, and that's kind of when we find out Battlestar's code name, and Bucky's just not having any of that. So stop the car,
Stop the car. I don't want to get out.
right?
Taking my ball and going home.
He is. Oh man, he took his ball home all the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm surprised that there's just no. I understand there's a little bit of hate, but they have to. I don't know. I would think they would see the bigger picture, but they're just not having it, and Walker's just getting frustrated. You know what I
Right.
mean? He's trying everything, but
Well, I mean, because it quickly goes to where they're going to have to do things that certain members of the government don't want aren't going to want them to do, and that's when he says you have all kinds of restrictions and protocols. I don't.
yeah,
I can go
you
where I
got
need to
the
go and go where I
yeah.
want to go.
It's kind of like a Team Iron Man, Team Cap thing
Yeah.
again. Civil War esque. But so
Yeah, and it
after that,
was
we get yeah,
yeah, and the line of all right, fine, then make sure you stay out of my way.
right, yeah, right,
Which
yeah.
that was just
That's
a fine. I'll do it myself.
it was man. It kind of put that wall up. You
Yeah.
know, he's like, I've tried as much as I can, and I'm out. Basically. But we kind of have we get to after that little car scene there, we find out more about the flag smashers. Um, they get to this shelter and they're basically fed and clothed and uh, get a place to crash and kind of see what the news is
Yeah.
about them. That's kind of where we find out Carly's name and that she is the leader. And was it Carly Montague?
Oh gosh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think.
You're way
I
better at
think.
jotting down names and remembering
I
those things.
Yeah, I think it was Carly Montague, but um, she gets a text though from somebody,
Right.
and
Yeah.
and you
You
took what
you
was
took something
mine.
from me. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna find you
Right.
and kill you. It's like,
Right.
oh, are you sure you want to do that? But apparently they can, and so then we get to a new scene with Bucky and Sam, and Bucky takes Sam to Baltimore to meet Isaiah. And we find out that there's more uh
Super soldiers.
super soldiers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't um Cap wasn't the only
Right. Which
super soldier.
that was surprising, and
Yeah.
especially not many people knew about it.
No, yep. Top secret. And they even explain that away, right?
Right.
Because if Bucky would have told Sam about that, he would have been Isaiah would have got more stress, and he's been through enough, right? You could
Right.
tell this guy's just been through the ringer,
Well, yeah, didn't he go to
you
and they
know?
put him in prison for like 30 years?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we know we created you and everything, but you're gonna go to prison for a while.
right. And they even dropped a little hint there to like, he took his blood. So that, so we kind of get the mystery of where is the super soldier serum and how
Yeah.
are these other guys getting, the flag smashers, how are they getting the super soldier serum and who's got it and how are they getting it, right?
Right. Right.
That's a new kind of a new story question for us. But that was a cool little scene with Isaiah. He's been in some shows that I've seen, but
Yeah, that move of him throwing that box and it inserting into the wall like that.
yeah,
That was awesome.
yeah. But so then Bucky got a little incident in the street, a little social
Oh, jeez.
incident in the street, but all said and done, Bucky gets arrested.
Right? Yeah. Is
And
this man bothering you?
right? I mean,
Oh
come
my
on, man.
God.
Bucky gets arrested, and for missing his therapy
mi-
session with
Yeah.
Dr. Rayner, we're like, oh, okay. And since we got a little extra time here, I thought that the therapy sessions in the beginning were going to be cool, and it kind of reminded me of The Sopranos. Did you watch
Yeah.
Sopranos?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, weren't those some of the best scenes in Sopranos with Tony and the doctor?
Yeah.
Just getting to really know Tony through these sessions. I know it's kind of, I don't know if it's become cliche, but uh, I just really got a lot out of those scenes with Tony, and I thought they're going to use that trick with Bucky, and it kind of turned into a joke. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because I mean they had one final session and
It turned into a couple
that
session,
final session that was hilarious.
gazing, and
Like, and
that was a little awkward.
for one thing, it was get close to each other, and it was basically how close do you want us to get? And then it was, and the therapist getting so mad. Are you two having a staring contest?
Right.
Yup. Just blink.
Yeah. I guess, for me, I don't know. I wish, only thing I was hoping for something more real. And it just kind of ended up being a bit, I don't know if it worked for me, but I kind of like that.
Yeah, because it seemed like
But
they were taking some effort to set up a situation, and it was just temporary, basically.
yeah, it was. I guess you really did get why Bucky is so angry at Sam, because what was the line? If he was wrong about you, he was wrong about me, right?
Right. Yeah.
That was the big line, and maybe Bucky wasn't worth saving. Maybe he thinks
Right.
he wasn't worth saving in the end if he was wrong about Sam.
A lot of self doubt.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um I guess the session did work eventually to get there, but
Yeah. I mean,
um
it got them. It got them at least talking decently, and
yeah,
all right, fine, we'll be civil and we'll get through this, and then we can.
we'll never
We
have to
never
see
have to
each
see
other
each other
again.
again.
Yeah. Which would be sad. Please don't let that happen.
Hello, Marvel, are you out there?
Right. I mean, clearly these guys are great, but
Yeah.
so then we get this scene like what we were talking about earlier is Walker and Hoskins were
Yeah.
kind of
Hoskins.
they want to have a little meet and greet by the patrol cruiser there.
And they light up the lights and
That was pretty funny. It's like, oh, Captain America can just do whatever he wants. You know what I
pretty
mean?
much.
It's
I run
celebrity
this stuff.
status. So, but yeah, it's again, Walker's just trying really hard to work with
Well,
these guys.
yeah, and I think a big part of it is he although he's been on all these different missions and everything for the government, it's all been it's probably all been very practical fighting, and this is getting into Avenger type enemies, and so I think he's realizing that he needs all the help he can get with fighting these people because he doesn't have that experience.
Right. I
So
mean, wouldn't you want to
yeah,
work together? But I guess there's this trust issue with Bucky and Sam. They've got their own little team, and it's hard to break in through that
yeah. Well,
little
I
wall
mean,
they've got up to. It's hard to get into that team.
it's like that. It's like that new employee that comes in and wants to change everything. It's like, wait
Yeah,
a minute, dude. No, no,
I
no, no,
mean, yeah.
no.
I guess the only way to get into the team is if another guy vouches for them. Like, I think, was it Sam that brought in Ant-Man to Team Cap in
Yeah, I
Civil
think
War?
so. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that's the only way to like if somebody vouches for you, maybe
Right. It
that's how
was,
you get in.
yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Anything you say, sir.
Wow, I'm shaking your hand way too long.
Here you are, Captain America.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, then we get the bad guy music at the end there when Walker says, like you said, "Stay the hell out of my way," right? Like,
Right.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
now they're gonna butt heads.
Yeah. It'll be a little Civil War
Yeah,
action here.
right. Which I'm not against. I just wonder if this GRC, right? It's kind of reminding me of the government, like bigger government, kind of like what happened with
Oh, the
I know we
Sokovia Accords and
yeah, I guess I
and
keep
that.
bringing up yeah, I guess I keep bringing up Civil War and everything, but this GRC is kind of controlling Cap and Battlestar, and I just wonder if the GRC is going to make him do things that, you know, a little bit more nefarious, and how is that going to work out for John
Yeah.
Walker? I mean, I guess we'll find out, but
Yeah. He's already feeling pressure, and now if they start making him do things that he doesn't necessarily want to do,
if yeah,
that
yeah,
might not work out too well for him in the end.
right. We get back to the Flag Smashers in Slovakia. The Flag Smashers are loading those meds that they stole onto a plane. We assume that they're going to share these with other flag
Smashing people.
smashers.
Yeah.
Yes, those that smash flags.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right.
so we get a little bit of a scene. You know, I I had to look up Power Broker
Okay.
because I didn't know, because the guy just says those are the Power Broker's men, and I thought, oh, all right, there's some, the Power Broker's men. Okay, who's this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I admit I had to look that up, and they are a canon group that does fight against Captain America.
Okay.
I mean, the guy's name is the Power Broker. So when they say there's the Power Broker's men, there's a dude named Power Broker.
Okay.
So we get another comic book villain brought
And
into the
maybe that's the one that you stole my stuff. I'm gonna kill you now.
yeah, right. I wonder
Yeah.
if that's who that is. It's
Yeah.
I'm assuming if we put those two together, yeah, that's
Right.
that's who we're talking about. The
Yeah.
Power
They can.
Broker.
I assume they can only introduce so many villains into into a single show.
Yeah, yeah. They're definitely squeezing out the quite a few here, right?
Right. Well, I mean, and it's sort of similar to WandaVision. You had the different battles in different ways with with Wanda and the sword and then
Hmm.
Wanda with um Agatha Harkness, and so you've got different battles there too. So it's sort of the same formula, just a little different way.
Sure. It's kind of cool that they're expanding the universe and bringing these canon villains into these shows like this.
Right. Yeah.
We do find out, like you said, super soldier serum cannot stop bullets. because
Right.
the one Flag Smasher's like, I'll take care of this. And he kind of just delays the oncoming power broker guys, and he gets littered with bullets there,
Right.
and
Yeah.
he does not get up.
Yeah.
So they can be shot and killed. So we kind of
Yep.
know that. We never really saw what happened to Cap if he got shot in the MCU.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a limited amount of bullets,
Hmm.
with other than, Stark was more like mini missiles and that kind of thing. And,
Yeah.
Falcon had his weaponry too. But other than that, it was more physical
Yeah.
fighting and like superpowers. And
Yeah. I guess you kind of had. Oh, Bucky had a lot of shooting, and so did War Machine. They had their bullets, but I never saw.
okay,
You're
so like
right.
50-50.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you don't see the
but
big three running around with guns too much.
but yeah,
So
you never did. I don't think you ever did see Cap get shot. So
no,
I mean, I
he
think if
blocked it.
anything, you're right. He would have blocked it with the shield.
Yeah, but I always wondered what would have happened in the MCU if he got shot with a bullet.
Right.
Um, but we find out in this particular super soldier serum that you can get killed, man. So the Flag Smashers take off, and Bucky and Sam, we get to a scene with them, and they decide that they're going to go talk to Baron Zemo. From what I remember, they have a little conversation about Bucky says, when Isaiah said to me, you people, he wasn't saying you white people, he was saying Hydra.
Right.
And so then he's like, yeah, we got to go talk to Zemo, right?
Yeah.
But they get a little camera. Did you see the camera number? Did that spark a little? I always get
I knew. I saw there were numbers, and I thought there's going to be meanings behind these things.
you
I
know
never
there's
know
going to
what
be
they are.
something. Yeah. Yeah, I being the Star Wars nerd, I caught that was Finn's stormtrooper number FN2187. So that was pretty cool. I like that
Yeah.
one. Did you get any other? I didn't watch any of the Easter egg videos. Did you get any Easter
No,
eggs?
I haven't watched. I usually watch at least one just to see, because
Yeah.
I usually miss quite a bit, and
Me too.
and that helps me not only catch the things I miss, but it helps me kind of my brain recap what happened. And
Hmm.
I just this week it's been crazy busy, and I just hadn't had time to watch it. I might still watch an Easter egg video for this episode just because before Friday, just so I don't I know there's going to be things that I've missed that will be interesting to knowing going
Yeah.
forward.
Right. Right. The only Easter egg thing that I really caught was, and I didn't read the whole thing because I was so mad because I went through at the end scene there, the outro credits,
Yeah,
how they had the little text, and then over top of that little text, they put the guy's name and who the actor was,
yeah.
and the credits. Well, they had little text underneath it, and I went through and I like paused my TV to read all this stuff under
Yeah.
there. And then, so I wrote all this stuff down. And we didn't have time to talk about it last time, but I wrote all this stuff down. And I was just looking through my normal websites that my comic websites and my, you know, Yahoo stuff like that. And I caught this article about um, the outro credits. I was like, man, I could have just read this article instead of sitting there writing all this stuff down. You know what I mean? I mean, this
Don't
guy
you
had
know,
this.
5 minutes after these things air, you could always watch these videos of people.
Yeah, I mean, if we would have put out this podcast like the next day. It would have meant something, but it was just fun. It's just the stuff that I like to do. But
Yeah.
this guy had this great article. I mean, this guy had like screen caps and everything of all the little sayings and all the little Easter eggs in that outro.
Yeah.
It's worth checking out.
Okay.
But as far as like the heavy hitters on that, I don't know. Do you want to go over a couple of them?
Yeah, we can go over a couple of them.
I'll just hit you with a couple of my favorites here.
Yeah.
One of them was December 16th, 1991, and that was the day that Bucky killed Tony's parents.
Right.
And
Because that's the date that Zemo kept going around saying, mission report, December
16th, 1991.
Right.
They actually showed that one twice.
Okay.
And so that kind of was kind of cool. They had a couple of newspaper blurbs, but they had Bucky's trigger words in there.
Okay.
Remember when Zemo rattled off Bucky's trigger words?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it was in Russian, or I'm not sure what language it was. Do you know? Do you remember?
I don't recall.
Rusted 17, daybreak, furnace. These words, they had them all listed off,
Yeah, I recently saw a TikTok where Sebastian Stan was doing some kind of press thing, and a fan started rattling off these words, and he got this look of, oh, I'm activated. It was the greatest thing.
Awesome. Another thing was they had a little bit of Bucky's condition of release.
Okay.
Like they just had like a little blurb of it, and that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, besides that, it was just kind of some cool little deep cuts, but nothing really crazy that I saw. But some of the Sokovia Accord stuff was in there.
Okay.
It was kind of neat to see that because you don't really read. We never got to read the Sokovia Accords, but one of the lines was, those with secret identities must reveal their legal names and true identities to the UN. Those with innate powers must submit to a power analysis, which will categorize their threat level and determine potential health risks. So that was kind of cool.
Okay.
To read a little bit of that,
Typical government reach.
Yeah, But I don't know, man. Besides that, what did you think of the show?
Yeah, it was great. Another great episode. Good action, some good story development.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it'll be real interesting to see what happens next. I'll see this talk with Zemo and yeah, I'm looking forward to it as usual.
Yeah, that's same with me. I was glad to see that the guys back together, and I think that's what we all kind of wanted. And I was still bummed out we didn't get to talk to Zemo, but at least we got one step further. So
yeah, I think we'll be there this week.
yeah. But it was nice to get that reveal of Aaron Kelman's character, to see where she's at in the show. So that was kind of cool as Carly. I did like the fact that there are other people with abilities out there with the serum. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, gives them a good challenge.
It does. Yeah, it kind of keeps it in the Captain America world.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm looking forward to the next app, man. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So what's going on for next week's show?
Next week we're gonna do episode 3, and hopefully get some Baron Zemo.
Maybe we'll dive a little bit more in a couple more of these Easter eggs and have a little fun.
There you go.
All right. Well,
all right.
This has been a virtual review.
Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to a virtual review. If you have questions or comments on the podcast, post them on our Facebook or Instagram page at the links below. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, and share.